Hey guys, what's going on? It's your favorite candy lady, MsiCandi. So look, we're doing something different today. We are doing a pre-show. As you guys know, Friday is normally late night chit chat, where I have me, Shanji, and Latifah. I mean, not Latifah, dang, what's her name? Letitia. Sorry, girl. But we talk about anything from hot topic, love, life, relationships, family, parenting, anything that's going on. We do advice, we do church announcement. It's just a good, fun Friday. So much going on in the world that we like to keep things light. And although I wanted to keep our show tonight light, I could not talk about what's going on in our world right now. And when I say our world right now, I mean the Black culture. So we've been following the story of Breonna Taylor and her murder for months now. It happened back in March. We are in September. A couple days ago, we finally got the decision of the grand jury as far as charging the 3 officers that murdered Breonna Taylor. Now, I know I talked about this on Two Hot Chicks, and I talked about how I did not think anything would happen because they announced a settlement first for the family. Not that I feel like the family doesn't deserve a settlement at all, but I feel like a lot of these times in situations, they give families money, whether it's hundreds of thousands or millions, to shut them up, brush under the rug, and let those police go on about their lives. So when I saw the amount of money that the family received before we got a decision from the grand jury, I said, okay, it's about to be some bullshit. So then we see they start closing up things in Louisville, Kentucky, getting prepared for the decision. We didn't even know the decision yet, but they're starting to prepare the city like they know already that the decision is not going to be what the public is looking for. People have been protesting, camping out in Louisville, coming from out of town. People have been donating money. People have been hashtagging, posting Black Lives Matter and other type of things in their yards. Breonna Taylor flags, wearing shirts. The hashtag say her name. We had Oprah get a billboard. We had the NFL and NBA do commercials talking about her. Black celebrities doing commercials talking about her. I remember when Ellen and Queen Latifah and Gabrielle Union, and it was just so many big name celebrities doing commercials saying, say her name, say her name. So we finally get the decision from the grand jury. And the decision was they did not say her name. What do I mean by that? They actually are going to charge one of the officers, right? Brett Hankerson is going to be the one that's indicted by the grand jury. And he was indicted for 3 counts of wanton endangerment. This is about him shooting recklessly and the bullets going through the wall and they could possibly harm her neighbor, because a neighbor was in the house. It was a mom, a dad, and a baby, I think, or a child is what I read. So it wasn't about Breonna Taylor being in danger. It wasn't about Breonna Taylor being murdered. It wasn't about that. It was about the bullets hitting the wall and endangering someone else. And Brett Hankerson isn't even the police officer who they kept talking about shot the fatal bullet. So Gryndhousz reached out to me and he said, hey, Candy, I want to get on the show. I want to talk about this. What's up? What we doing? And I was like, I had already been thinking, like, I really want to talk about this, but I didn't want to limit my time on the show to only talk about, and just to cut what we got planned or whatever and to go in this direction, because we try to be lighthearted. But this is very important for us. The day of the decision, I was very upset. I cried. I'm a woman. So, and I'm an empathetic woman. So Breonna Taylor could have been me. Breonna Taylor could have been my mom. Could have been my sister. Could have been my cousin, my aunt, friends. And this isn't the first time. It's like, it's crazy because I already knew, I already said this was going to happen. I said, they're going to get off, but it doesn't hurt any less. So I wanted to talk to Gryndhousz and just get his opinions on it and ask him some questions. And if you guys know Gryndhousz, you know how he will go. So he's going to go and we're going to listen. And I just want to hear what he has to say, because like I told him earlier, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not okay with it. I think it's stupid. I think that who was the Attorney General, Daniel, what's his name? Daniel Cameron, yes, is an asshole. I don't think that he did his job. I don't even think he was looking to indict the police officers for Breonna Taylor's murder at all. So, but also when it comes to this story, we've heard so many different stories, so many different facts. One minute they say this thing, then they say something else. Then people are commenting saying something else. So it's like, what's the truth? What really happened? And all we know is the young lady is no longer here. She was sleeping in her bed. You know what I'm saying? A quick story. Sunday night, my daughter was sleeping in the living room, right? Downstairs. Me and my husband's bedroom was downstairs. The kids are upstairs. And I was like in the bathroom downstairs near my daughter, and I heard a knock on the door. It was after midnight. I'm a little scared. Like, who is knocking on my door after midnight? So I called my husband, like, babe, you got to go to the door because I don't know who's the door. And he was like, ain't nobody at the door, like brushing it off. But then he goes there, and some young man said he was at the wrong house or something. But just imagine, you know, how I felt knowing that police officers can just barge in your house and shoot you. Or they can do a quick tap, tap, and then bust down your door and shoot you. My daughter was right there in the living room. So this is affecting me. This is affecting my friends and my family. And I want to hear from Gryndhousz. So let me let Gryndhousz through and let's just chop it up. So Gryndhousz, you are now connected.
Salutations to you this great. How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm super fantastic. I want to say greetings to all the people that are listening currently and those that will check this out later when they have time. Greetings to you. Be safe. Wear your mask. Stay away from germy disease. Yeah. Yes. So anywho, you own the money. But what you said, I was waiting to see what you was gonna say as far as when they got paper. And you right on the money, which means you're not a coon. I'm gonna say a few things. I may answer some of your questions and what I'm about to say. If I don't, then feel free to ask me when I get
there. Okay.
It's three things that I want to address, and then I'm gonna shut up. It ain't even gonna take long. And I want to talk to the people, primarily scope on our people. Now, first thing, some of y'all responses about her family taking her money. Well, you know, if you take that money, you know, basically you're selling out. You're selling your soul because you know you ain't gonna get justice once you take that money. There is truth to that. But all you lying suckers talking about what you wouldn't have did, you're lying. There ain't nobody on this screen. There ain't nobody that the two people on this screen know. There ain't nobody that's watching right now. And everybody you know and everybody they know that wouldn't have taken that damn money. I don't care what you say. You know why you take the money? This is why you take it. Because if you don't take the money, then she absolutely died for no reason. Right. Now her death, if her family does the correct things with the money and they don't squander it, her death changed the trajectory of her family's generation for years.
Right.
Totally changed the whole path this family's gonna go generations and generations.
Right.
So that means her death wasn't in vain.
Right.
See, our people don't get that concept. See, our people like to go out, thug, do G shit, and then they die, and they leave their kids and their mama and their wife with nothing.
Nothing.
You die for nothing. If you're gonna be a criminal, you should know the longer you do it, you're gonna end up in jail or you're gonna end up dead. So why wouldn't you have life insurance on yourself? So when you finally kick up out of here, you didn't die for nothing. Right. Benefit came from your passing. But let me How many dudes you think got life insurance that's out here living the life? Probably 1%, maybe. They
Right.
die and they gone.
Yeah.
So of course you take the money, and any of you self-righteous suckers, unless you already a millionaire or a billionaire, oh.
Right.
But all of you chumps that I know got chump ass jobs or no job or whatever, talking about I would have stood on my principles. You lying sack of, stop it. No, you wouldn't have. You'd have took that money before it even finished the dollar amount. You'd have took it. You didn't even hear the whole amount. I take it. You know what I mean? I take it. They didn't even finish. We're gonna give you 12. I take it. They could have said $12. I take it. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear that. So one, y'all need to stop that nonsense. It's easy to say what you would do when you ain't in that situation. Shut the hell up with all that crap. Like she sold, like her family sold out and all this other garbage. I always want to give white people, I'm gonna make this not white people, the white man with power. Y'all always want to give him an excuse for the crap that he pulls. It's her fault that she took the money they offered, because we already knew if y'all took the money what the setup was. So it's her fault. It ain't her fault.
Yeah.
Y'all always want to get a white man with power out all the time to where it's our fault, not his. That's the first thing. So shut the hell up about what you would do. Shut up. Anybody trying to hear that shit? Stop. You done did way worse for less money. Some of you suckers. So don't even try to talk about what you would. Nah, stop that. Anyway, we gonna just one.
That's one.
For all you people who were, when it came down to who was gonna get indicted and what were they gonna get indicted on, all you people who use the following words: shocked, appalled, afraid, I can't believe it. All you coons have been walking around here blind for your entire life, and you know nothing about the history of this country and the people that run it. You shouldn't have been appalled. You shouldn't have been shocked. You should have knew exactly what was coming.
Right.
Because this is straight out of the white man with power's playbook. They got a playbook.
Right.
And they've been running the same play
for years.
For centuries.
Yeah.
You know why they run the same play? Because it works. I remember one time I was in junior high, we played football. And we ran the same play to the same guy 20 times in a row. I know the number because we was all on the sideline, mad, something. Why y'all keep giving him the ball? And our coach told us, because they can't stop it. I'm going to run it until they stop it. And I understood, like, why change was working. White man been playing from the same playbook forever. Let me tell y'all something. They were never, ever going to prosecute them dudes. Never. They never once said, you know what the conversations at the table was? The conversation at the table wasn't, should we prosecute these dudes? I mean, what should we do? The conversation was, we're not prosecuting, but what can we do to make the blow not as hard as it's going to be when we cut them loose? What can we give the public that they'll still be mad, they'll still be outraged, but the outrage won't be to the fiery pitch it would be to if we didn't do nothing. So they said, okay, this is what we'll do. We're going to cut the family a real big check. We're going to talk about getting some law, establishing the law, and that's it. So that way we cut them loose. It's going to sting. There could be some riots in the streets, but if we don't give that family nothing, we don't talk about changing the law, and we let these suckers go, they might burn this whole country down. This is straight out their playbook. So like Katie said, the minute that they scratched that check, and quit saying the minute she took that check. Stop it. The minute that I always want to give them an out all the time. The minute that they wrote that check, all y'all should have knew that them jokers wasn't getting up. And for all you who didn't know, and y'all actually thought something was going to happen, you're a clueless coon. You are. You're a coon. Because you're paying no attention to what has gone on in this country for centuries, and the playbook that this ain't a secret. Malcolm X told us about it. Everybody knows about it. They're going to give you symbols to make you think, symbolic gestures to make you think that you getting some kind of change. But underneath the crust, they ain't changing nothing. That's how they operate. And y'all really sat back at the edge of y'all seat, waiting to hear what they was going to do. You should have already knew what they was going to do. So if anybody that was shocked and appalled and all this other stuff, I can't believe it. Where have you been the last, how long you been on earth? You have been paying no attention. None. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to bounce out of it. The word woke is being misused and abused. You're not woke when you finally embrace something that was obvious.
Right.
It's like saying, hey, guess what I found out today? What? Water's wet. I'm woke.
Wake up.
I'm woke now. You're not woke when you miss the obvious. You're a person that chose not to see it or believe it. You're not woke. Woke is when you start seeing things that are the underbelly. When you start seeing the hidden things that are there. That's when you're starting to get woke and realizing I can't believe everything I see. I can't believe everything I hear. There's an undertone, there's a different flip to it. That's when you start getting woke. But some of y'all say, I'm woke. Guess what I found out today? What you found out today? Man, I found out it was slavery in this country. I'm woke. How the hell you ain't know that? You know what I mean? So, what happened to her is going to happen again. It's going to happen again. It could happen before this year is over. Hell, it could happen before this month is over.
Right.
Y'all got to understand something. I already tell y'all this. Our great parents was praying for the same shit. Our greats was sitting around having these same conversations. And guess what? We still have it. You know why? Because ain't a damn thing gonna change. I don't give a hell what you do to the police, defund. I don't care what you do. Because at the end of the day, people are people. And you always gonna have killers, and sometimes killers wear uniforms. But this is what people don't understand. And Chris Rock said it best. But some people say, well, there's always gonna be bad cops and bad people. Chris Rock said, certain jobs, you can't have bad people. You can't have a bad pilot.
Right.
Certain jobs, we got a pilot. Most of them are good, but that one, he's a bad one. You probably ain't gonna make it. Y'all gonna probably hit a mountain before y'all make it. He's known for crashing. Certain jobs you can't have bad ones.
Right.
That's ain't no such thing. You know what I mean? So this is gonna happen again. They're gonna keep killing us. They're gonna keep taking us out. They're gonna keep shooting for no reason. This ain't about to end. I don't care who's the president. Because you know how many presidents we have? And we still talking about it. Nothing's going to change. Y'all, they call people like me a pessimist. You have negative thinking. You know, I live in reality, dumbass. And reality says everything we talking about has been going on before I was born, before my parents was born, before my granny was born, before my great-grandma was born. And guess what? They're going to be here when we dead, when our kids are dead, when our grandkids are dead. It's still going to be happening. It will never change. You know why? Because we will never have power in this country. Never. If you don't like it, your best bet is to leave and go to another country. As long as you live here, these things will never stop. Y'all can protest, and I ain't saying y'all shouldn't do none of this stuff, but y'all can protest until y'all feet fall off. Y'all better understand it's never gonna stop. And what y'all better start doing is trying not to catch felonies, be able to carry your gun legally, and handle your business. And then you just deal with it in court. Because it's a catch-22 when you got a no-knock warrant law, you got a stand your ground law, you got a carry concealed weapon law, all in the same state, which is Kentucky. That's a cocktail for murder. That's a bad combination. You got to get at least 2 of those laws off the books. No, not cocktail. You can't tell people they can stand their ground, but when the cops come through the door, if you kill them and don't know that they the police, they're going to prosecute you. I'm standing my ground. That's a law in that state. It's too much confusion. It's too much garbage. So that's what needs to change. But for all y'all to think this is gonna stop, Black people should know better. I get white people thinking this can stop. I get that. As a Black person, you should know better, and you should just mentally prepare yourself and teach your kids what you got to do. They still can get gunned down. But if y'all think this shit gonna change, y'all crazy. Y'all thought George Floyd was gonna be the end of it. How many people that got popped by the cops since then? They still killing. It'll never stop. And y'all need to understand that. It will never stop. Ever. It's a dude getting killed by the cops right now as we speak. For no damn reason. It'll never stop. Go ahead, I can.
So, what do you think about the Attorney General?
The job he did?
Yeah, Daniel Cameron.
Let me tell you something. You ain't no criminal, so you don't know. But you know some criminals. Yeah. I used to be a criminal. Let me tell you something. The judge, the prosecutor, and your attorney, they all golf together. They all hang out. They all cool. They go to the same parties. They go to the same fundraiser. Their wives know each other. There's friendship there. So I know he sat down with them and they told him, hey, look here, man. We can't set this president of prosecuting these cops. But work with me here. Mm-hmm. What can we do? And he sat there and he worked with him. He wasn't fighting for nothing.
Right.
Well, he fighting for nothing. Nothing. You know why? Because he already knew. It don't matter what I do. It didn't matter. So am I mad at him? No, because that's the job. But see, you talk to a person who knew wasn't nothing gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I didn't have an expectation for him because I already know where this is going. But once they gave her the money, I knew it was a done deal. I said it's a wrap. Right. Nothing's happened. Yeah, the white man.
The thing about Black people is we always stand on hope, which is like, you know. That's just kind of what
they will work. No. You trying to be nice? Don't be nice. I'm gonna say the real word.
That's like borrowed in us since we like grow up. They always talk hope. They taught the slaves hope. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what they always try to put.
You're trying to be nice, but you're trying to be nice. No, don't be nice. I'm gonna say what it is. I don't care. I'll say it. I can't say this. I say it. You're trying to be nice. You suckers standing on. Y'all want to pray about every damn thing. That's your problem. And let me tell you something. All your ancestors was praying for the same shit, and nothing happened. Y'all pray for y'all kids every day that they come home safe. And they get gunned down the street. God is not going to soften the white man's heart to have mercy on us. Do you know why he's not going to do it? Because God gave man free will to do what they want to do. So you can pray until your head pop off, which is what Black people been doing. Your prayers will not be answered. And is this me just talking? No. Look at history and look at where we at and look at what happens every day. Are your prayers getting answered? Is God listening to you? That if you believe that God hears your prayers and answers your prayers, keep on praying. Go ahead. God ain't paying no attention to none of us. Some of y'all actually believe that things that happen in your life is good. God did it because you prayed for it. Y'all really believe that bullshit. But let me ask you a question. The same person that was praying that they kids make it home that day and they got gunned down the street, you prayed your kids make it home that day and they came home safe. God answered your prayers and God didn't answer their prayers because he hates them. He hates them. So he let your kid get killed. He likes you. So he heard your prayers. So you're special. And that's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all actually believe that God is answering y'all's prayers, which starts to make you feel special. But what about the people whose prayers ain't getting answered? Can you tell me that? Well, that's God's will. Well, if it's God's will and he's letting everything just happen,
Right.
Then everything is just happening. You can't play it on both ways. When he does good stuff, he's answering prayer. When bad stuff happens, it's just God's will. Y'all are insane. Keep on praying, but y'all see no change. Get off your ass and do something. Get off your ass and vote. Get off your ass and do something. Stop being lazy and acting like God is some genie and I'm going to rub my God genie bottle and I hope he come out and grant my wish. Other than that, I ain't going to do nothing. All a delusional fools. Because everything about our history shows God ain't answering our prayers. He didn't answer the slaves' prayers. He ain't answering nobody's prayers. You must be proactive. Get off your ass to make change. God ain't gonna do it. He's not all of a sudden gonna make the white man with power love us and have mercy on us. It's not happening. In history and time has showed you. Y'all keep praying, keep giving, keep listening to TD Jakes and all these punks. Keep listening to them. Go ahead. Keep listening to them. Silliness. Oh, like you said, MsiCandi, from the minute we come out the coop.
They teaching us hope. They teaching us to pray. They teaching us hope. And they're also teaching us forgiveness. I'm waiting on the media to go to the family of Breonna Taylor to say, do you forgive? Do you forgive the police officer?
You know what they're gonna say? Yeah, we have to forgive. But you know who before we go, do you know who taught us all this bullshit? The white slave masters taught us this. They taught us God doesn't want you to hate us because we do things.
Even though we're hurting you, even though we're killing you, we're raping
God wants you to forgive us. And you know why? Because it was so many slaves, they were scared that, hey man, they can tear this bastard up if they want to. But if you tell them that God is not going to be pleased if you don't forgive them, they believe it. And they pass that crap on. And in 2020, y'all still talking the same. I have to forgive. God, let me ask you a question. If God is so forgiving, why was he fucking everybody up when every time they did something he didn't like the Bible? I ain't gotta answer me. Tell me that. God was tearing shit up, killing, just wiping out shit. Where was the forgiveness then? God God, you do things, you're gonna pay for your actions. God punished people in the Bible repeatedly, over and over and over. He didn't forgive them and let them keep trashing stuff. He made them pay for what they did. But y'all want to forgive everything. Let me tell you something. One of you cops killed my son, I'm going to start blowing up precincts. Fuck you, bastard. I ain't forgiving shit. I hate you. I hate anybody that look like you. I ain't forgiving nothing. You know, because I don't have to.
I feel you. I mean, I've written myself as a non-forgiving, grudge-holding person. You know what I'm saying? I made an announcement to all my family. If this happens to me, you better not ever get up there and say you forgive shit. Because Julie will not want you to forgive. Hold that grudge forever.
Take the
money. You know what? Some of mine would too. Like the older ones in my family, because that's my family. Like they're old Southern Christians. But I make sure my husband know. I make sure, you know what I mean? I make sure my kids know. And I tell my parents. My dad, you know what I'm saying? He's not the churchy type anyway. And my dad's solution for all of this is stop trying to get them to do the shit in the court. Pull up to their house. Take their ass out.
I mean, but you know what? When you talk like that, you know what white people say? Oh, children haven't bought. Because I say some shit like, start snatching their kids off the street on their way home from school and see what happens. And then somebody will say, the children have nothing to do with it. Well, our children ain't got nothing to do with it.
Exactly, but they getting killed. They ain't got nothing to do with it.
They never want you to do to them what's being done to us. Exactly. We evil. That's evil. Why you thinking like that? And I ain't saying I would do nothing like that, but I wouldn't be mad if it happened. I ain't gonna front. If them whole cops families popped up dead somewhere, I wouldn't care. I could care less.
And that, I guess that sounds heartless, but y'all don't give a shit about our family. So it's kind of like, why should I care about yours? The fuck?
I don't give
you know what I mean? I have a daughter and a son. But if something happened tomorrow, y'all be trying to turn, you would find, seriously, I have a 1-year-old and 11-year-old, and you would try to find the worst picture possible of my son not smiling and say, well, he was bad and he hit other kids or some shit. Like they like to turn our people into criminals no matter what the hell we do. So why the fuck should we care about you? Why?
They don't want you playing what they play. So they like us passive and forgiving. They like that. They like that we like that.
I'm very tit for tat. I'm tit for tat in all aspects of my life. You fuck me over, I'm fucking you over. Period. So don't bring it to me. Don't bring it to me.
I'm pro revenge and payback because you know why people do what they do? I tell women all the time. I say, when you meet a guy that like to kick ass and shoot, do all this stuff, he done did it before. But usually what happens is the woman that cuss him out, break up with him, he move on. I said, nothing happens to him. I said, now when he wake up, he chained up to the bed and she about to cut his little ding dong off or the bed burning. I said, he'll think twice before her brothers come over there and put him in a car trunk, take him somewhere and beat the hell out of him. He'll think twice before he do it again. People go through life not having the shit they do. Right. But they finally eventually gonna meet the right one. That's gonna say, oh, you don't get to just do that and walk away. That's me. Oh, you're gonna pay. And a lot of times you ain't even know I'm the reason you paying. See, I'm the type to like to get revenge. You don't know I did it. I just like to sit back and watch like a TV show. You know what I mean? Because then you start going to jail and shit like that. Once they
nobody trying to go to jail.
Nah, you ain't even gonna know I got you back. Because I tell people all the time, well, karma to get them. I said, I am karma. I am karma. I'm the karma.
Sometimes karma don't move fast enough for my ass. That's how I feel. That's what I say. I need to help karma some damn times. That's how I feel.
Right. Y'all need to quit hoping, praying, forgiving, loving in spite of all that stuff that your church teaching you because you don't have your own mind no more. They basically tell you what to think and you just do it like a robot.
Right.
You forgive everything. But see, if you think that's your key into getting to heaven, which is what they tell you, you're going to do that stuff. Well, I can't get to heaven if I don't get here.
You got to read it and interpret it for yourself because I am a Christian. So I wanted to make sure it's understood. I'm a preacher's granddaughter. And I definitely had a type of grandfather that I love that was, the king of my family. Love him to pieces, miss him to pieces. He was the forgive, turn the other cheek type. But I'm not that. And I came from him. And I'm not that. You know what I'm saying? And I can follow some of his guidelines, but I'm nobody's fool. And you're not going to walk over me. You're not going to treat me a certain kind of way. And I just let you do it. And there's no consequences. I'm just not that. So I love y'all. And I understand old school Christians. And I respect you guys. But fuck that. That's just how I feel.
If you watch that kind of Birth of the Nation, it shows you how they brainwashed all them. And how they used the black preachers to brainwash the other slaves. That's what the whole movie is about at the beginning. They show you what the slave master would tell him, go down there and tell him this. And he would go down there and tell him. And as his reward, his family would get a better place, or they would promise not to sell his kids, something like that. And he would go down there and spew all the lies to the people, and they would believe it because it's coming from somebody that they trust. It's coming from somebody. And Nat Turner eventually got sick of it and went the other way on their ass.
Right.
But I'm sorry, but y'all act like these. I ain't about to go down there. I ain't about to go start talking about these church folk. But and don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-church. Y'all, people can believe whatever they want to believe. I'm anti-sucker. And I'm anti-people who can't think for themselves. And all you doing is repeating what some pastor told you from his pulpit on Sunday. Use your own mind. Quit being programmed and just saying stuff. Be your own person. That's all I'm saying. Be your own person. It's okay for you to say, pastor told us shouldn't feel that way. But you know what? This is how I feel about it. This it's okay.
And I can't scratch my mind around. That's how I was with my pastor before he retired. And he respected me. And we had a whole bunch of conversations like outside of church where I would question certain things in the Bible. And I would say, well, why do you feel like because of this, I need to do like this? You know what I mean? Like I feel like sometimes they take it too literal and it's supposed to be a symbol. And you know what I mean? So that's just how my interpretation. And I can read myself. I can comprehend for myself. So although I agree with some of it I don't. And that doesn't mean I love you any less or I love God any less, but I'm gonna just go this way. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I'm gonna go. And that's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to give up, but yes, you do. Because to be part of that structure, you do have to give up your free thinking. Because they don't like to be questioned. They don't like that.
Yeah, well,
they don't like being questioned.
It depends. You know what I'm saying?
Because the majority of them don't. There's always gonna be some that's not like that.
And that's why I think I'm more of a spiritual person than organized religion now. Because that's the issue. That organized religion is this, like this. These rules follow this, step. And then a lot of times people that are following these organized religions or kind of cult-like places, you find out your leaders ain't about shit anyway. So how can you be doing this and then telling me to do something else? Like, sit your ass down.
Because they are more into the man that's leading them than into God. COVID showed that y'all more into church than actual spirituality and God. Y'all wanted to break y'all neck to keep going to church when COVID first hit. Because y'all just wanted to go to church. Y'all care more about going to that building. Because if you got a spiritual connection with God, you don't need the building. But y'all just had to get to that building. And y'all serving pastors. Y'all ain't serving God. Y'all serving the pastors, man. Y'all just not all of them, but some of them. Right. Before we go, I got to make sure I say this. Because most of my family is Christian. And people think I hate Christians or something. I don't. How can I hate them? My family is like 80% that. I don't hate nobody. I'm the type of person that people should be able to do whatever they want to do. I don't care if you worship the devil. Do it. That's your business. But my point is this. People have a problem with Christians because of their attitude, the way they talk to people, the way they act. And they make the Christians that have common sense, they make them all look bad. So I always tell Christians this, and I'm going to delineate when I say this. Some of y'all know what delineate. I'm going to delineate when I say this. Look at me real good. Never forget that you are in a faith-based religion. Everything you believe is what you believe. It's not a fact. You don't know that heaven exists. You've never been there. You don't know nobody that's been there. Ain't nobody sent you a selfie from there. Ain't nobody called you on caller ID from there. You ain't never rode past it. You believe it exists, and it could. But you talk to people like what you're saying is fact. And if they tell you, well, I don't believe in this, you tell them they're wrong. You tell them they're going to hell. You tell them all this other stuff. Like you're speaking from a place of fact. And whipping out the Bible and showing me a scripture is still not giving me a fact. Because what if I don't believe in the Bible? Everything in the Bible, you still believe it. So never forget that you're in a belief-based religion. You can't talk to people like you coming from a place of fact because you don't know. And the proof is that I ain't just talking. What do your pastors constantly say to you? Have faith, believe, because they're asking you to believe something that they can't prove. So I just need you to believe it. And like I said, it could all be correct, but you need to talk to people like this is what I believe. But y'all talk to people like this is a fact. This is what it is. I know it's a fact. If you don't do what I tell you to do, you're going to hell. You're in the wrong religion. You ain't supposed to be a Baptist. You ain't supposed to be a Muslim. You ain't supposed to be a Catholic. You don't know shit.
Right.
Everything you believe it. Because if I'm lying, then do me a favor from lying. And I don't know what I'm talking about. Send me some proof other than showing me in the Bible that heaven exists, that hell exists. Show me. You show me that, I'll shut up. But you know how they're going to do? Right here in John chapter, shut the hell up. Stop. Because I still ain't no proof. You can pull out a children's storybook and say, hey, guess what? Goldilocks and Three Bears is real. No, they not. Yes, it is. Look, I got this book. See? That's what showing me the Bible.
There's nothing wrong with having faith. You can have your faith in whatever God, in whatever religion or non-religion you believe in. But the type of person I am is I believe, and this is why. And if you don't, cool. I can respect be your cool with you, whatever you believe in. I ain't got no issue with it.
But telling people they going to hell and all this other garbage.
Right. And then for the non-believers, don't disrespect the believers. Let them believe. They ain't hurting you. And people that ain't believing ain't hurting you. Let people believe. Be happy, live. Shit, it's hard enough to live out here in this world. Clearly, it's hard enough to live out here. Okay,
they want to tell all these gay people they going to hell, and that's all you see up in their church. That's all that's up in there. Directing the choir, playing the organ, all them sugars in there. I want to tell them all they going to hell.
Some of those pastors in there.
Yeah, that too. No, I don't want nobody to get this twisted. I'm not anti-church. I'm not anti-Christian. I'm anti-asshole. Yeah. And some of you Christians are assholes. And I watch how y'all talk to people when they don't agree with you. I watch you tell people they going to hell. That's
why people run from it. That's why people don't want to be the part of religion and run from it, because they're turned off by the Christians. You know what I'm saying? By some of their attitudes and their behaviors. You ain't lying. That's the truth.
But they don't believe that. They think the world actually references them. They think that. And I'm like, people don't like y'all.
I left after my pastor retired. The new pastor stepped up, and I went to a more big church that was just like the services are quicker, because I just want to go in for the message and then leave. I don't want to like be involved in stuff like I was in my other church, because of the people, because of the attitudes, because of the drama, because of the cattiness, because of the classism and the I'm better than you and I know more than you and the way they treat people. I mean, I can just read my Bible at home. You know, I don't have to deal with that.
Man, they big pimping. Hey, ask you a question, Doc Caddy. You go to work every day, right?
I do.
And your job told you, look here, I'm gonna use the whole government. Look here, Juliet. From now on, we need you to give us 10% of what we pay you every month. Why? Mm-hmm. Because, for upkeep of the building, stuff like that. So when I pay this 10%, am I getting some type of stock in the company? Am I getting something like that? No. I'm just gonna pay that 10% for upkeep of the building. I need you to pay it every month. Now you will say, hell no, what's wrong with you? And yet still these suckers going to church. Let me tell you something. Church is the only place that you pay money for nothing. You pay money to go. It's like a club. Let me
tell you about the only time in life that I paid tithes faithfully. Like every time I got paid, because usually I give it a little yin yang every now and then, okay, whatever, but it ain't never been consistent just because shit, I got bills. But the only time that it was ever consistent for me was when I lived in Florida, and it was at my papa's church, because he had about 12 members. Right. He needed that tithes to keep the lights on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I actually knew where the money was going. It was a difference. He wasn't driving no Cadillac. He ain't have no, so it was a lot different. But I'd usually be like, no. And the church I go to now, they don't talk about tithes a lot, but they'll have one part of the year where they do talk about tithes. They talk about it and why you should do it. People get up and give testimonies, and they try to convince you. One guy got up there and said that the Lord told him not to give 10%, to give 20%. Me and my husband was like, bullshit.
He was a plant by the pastor, though. He ain't real going there and telling the God told you to pay that 20.
20% of my check. This is before taxes. Like what?
if these same people's job told them to pay 10% of what their job was paying them to that company, but just for upkeep, and we're gonna keep the light on and the AC working, y'all will look them and tell them they crazy. If I ain't getting a share of this company or something, some stock, I ain't giving y'all nothing. Period. Yeah, and these people act like they own the church.
It has to be like, I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't, guys. I'm not saying you shouldn't. Gryndhousz, I'm just saying that. But I'm just saying you have to have a reason to believe why you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to a bikers club, if it's a members only club, they have fees that they pay. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta look at it like that. So I look at it like that for certain times. No. I ain't found one. I haven't yet found one that I'm with like that. Because that pastor done gone to glory. So I ain't.
Let me tell you something. I grew up in the church, and I would see families that was on welfare or paying their tithes every week. No, it ain't got
the money. Look at Good Times. You see Good Times, Florida Evans every 5 minutes. Oh Lord Jesus.
Florida's so messed up.
James has some money, and she like, you can't take that money. Every time I watch, I'm like, girl, you crazy. What is wrong with you?
I remember one episode she didn't want James to go play pool. Don't go play pool, James. Don't do that, James. God ain't gonna like that, James. He wants you to shut up and let your man go out here and get this money.
Okay, he got to pay the bills. Y'all about to get evicted. Or the episode where JJ painted a painting of like a black Jesus, and she said, "Only Jesus I know is this white Jesus right here. This is my Jesus." Like, oh Lord, girl.
Hey, but it's people like that in real life.
But you know what? I feel like what they were doing was in a way showing us how dumb we look with her character. You know what I'm saying? I think some of the white people was watching it and they like, yeah, teach them how to be. But some of us was watching it. I wasn't born yet, but like my father, when they was watching it, like, what the hell wrong with her?
What's wrong with her? Yeah. See, I even seen church folks say what's wrong, who watched them episodes be like, what's wrong with her? But I'm thinking like, hold on, you the same way. But it looks different when you see somebody else doing it.
Somebody else do it, right? It's like,
I'm like, that's how it looks. Yeah, but you see, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't anti-church, don't get it twisted. I ain't anti-church. I feel
like that's what they're doing with all of these killings. That's what they're doing as far as trying to program us with all of that kind of stuff too. So it all ties back in to programming and how they try to program the black people to think and how they want us to act. Like I said, hope, you know, do you forgive? Do you know what I mean? You still got hope that it's going to get better. It's not going to happen no more. This stuff is going to keep happening. Like you said, I don't see it how it could be fixed. I am looking to leave the country as well. I would love to get.
That's your best bet. It's not gonna get fixed. It's not gonna get fixed. Will it get more attention? Sure. Can they make some changes to make cops more accountable? Sure. But it's not gonna stop.
But you're saying, can they? You know, yeah, sure. But I don't think they will. They can. Will they is the question. And I don't think they will.
They'll change certain stuff because of the pressure. And when you got some of these, now you got a lot of white people with muscle behind them get behind some of this stuff. We're going to see some systemic changes. You will. But at the same time, it's not going to stop the people that get up every day, these cops with these sanguineous attitudes. It's not going to stop them from doing what they're doing. How many more people have we seen get shot? George Floyd. Now you would think.
What do you think would happen, right? If somebody pulled up to the police officers' houses, all three of them, and shot that shit up? Would that make the next cop think twice before he did some shit like that?
You saw the guy run up and shoot up in the police cruiser last week,
right?
You saw that.
But I'm saying if more of that happened, you know what I'm saying? Like if more of that happened, because we do got OGs out here, we do got, you know, people that's in gangs and they about the street life and they, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, go pop one in them. I know that's bad. I know y'all feel like that's bad, but I feel like if that happened more often, it would make them think twice. I'm not saying they change, but they would think twice.
Right. But we ain't wired like that.
Yeah, well,
it's easy for us to pull out on each other than to pull out on the top. We ain't gonna do it. We ain't wired like that. We wired to forgive. We wired to march. We wired to protest. We wired to do these type of things. But see, white folk, they wired different. See, white folk can get to some extreme violence on your ass in a heartbeat when they want their way. They took this country with extreme violence.
Right. They built it with extreme violence.
They built it with extreme violence. They will use extreme violence to get the job done. We ain't built it
with extreme violence. They
built like that.
Took it, built it, and run it all on extreme violence. That's just the way the country is.
But we ain't built like that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna do that.
We need to work on getting built like that. That's the answer. I think that's the answer. If we wanted something to happen, we need to get built like that.
Yeah.
Tit for tat. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for Zimmerman to get got. I've been waiting.
But how long should it have took this long?
No, he should have been got. Since it happened, he auctioned off his gun that killed Trayvon.
Yeah.
He auctioned it off.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like Takashi. This dude got an album called Tattletales. He don't care. Ain't nobody gonna do that to him. He's selling merchandise with rats on it. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to him. It's a new day. It killed that generation of we're going to get you. I bet not see you. Where I see you is where you gonna get it. I don't care if we at Kroger. I don't care if we at church. Where I see you is where you gonna get it.
Yeah.
That day, those type of people are almost gone.
Yeah.
Now you can do some crap like Zimmerman and be at Taco Bell. Now some black people might look at him and be like, "Hey, that's that dude, man. Fuck him. Ain't gonna do nothing. Ain't gonna do nothing."
Right.
And you know why I wouldn't do nothing? Because guess what? Hey, y'all, there he is. Let's run over there. Let's beat his ass on 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'll be the only one running over there. I got a job. I can't be doing that. Back in the day, when our ancestors was getting their ass whooped and Martin Luther King and them, they just made a decision and said, look, it's all of them. And that's why they could do that stuff, because it was all of them. But we can't do that. If you told everybody at your job, hey, look, our benefits suck, you're doing us dirty. 12 o'clock, we all gonna have it. We ain't gonna go back to work. When we go to lunch, we gonna stand at the parking lot and protest. We ain't going back in. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I gotta pay my cable bill. I gotta pay my phone bill. I can't be missing no work. They don't understand the big number. They ain't gonna fire all y'all. Especially if you got the white folk with y'all talking about, yeah, we ain't going in neither. Oh, they'll make change, but we scary now. You know what I mean? We scary. It'll be 3 people talking some, let's get it, but that stuff was scared. So the other 3 is like, well, hell, what 3 of us gonna do? I ain't going neither. Forget it. Yeah, that's where we at now. This is a coward ass generation, and all of them people that got their ass whooped and dogs sicked on them and killed, so we can be able to have this show. Yeah, you know I mean, that generation is gone, man. They ain't here no more. They sacrifice for each other. I'm willing to lose my job if it means that you're gonna get a better job, you're gonna protest. It ain't none of us going to work. You know what I'm saying? We all ain't going. We ain't like that no more. It's every man for himself with black people. Every man for himself. I pray for him. I pray for him. Yeah, they'll pray for you in a heartbeat, because prayers is free. I'm not giving you that. You know what I mean? Brother and sister, I always want to pray for you. I pray for you. Get the hell out. You know what I mean? They ask me for money. I say, ask God for you. I believe He do everything else to the God to give it to you. I ain't giving you jack.
I'm gonna pray for that. I'm gonna pray for you to get some money. I'm gonna pray for
there
that
you go.
blessing.
I ain't giving you nothing. All these pastors sit up here in these big ass churches. You paying all these guys. They like, hey, pastor, I lost my house. I ain't got nowhere to go. You think you help me get a house? Yeah. Well, let's get on our knees and pray, brother. I need money. I don't need no damn prayer. I need a place to live. Let's pray on it, brother. See what God says. Yeah. Oh, crazy, man.
Oh, man.
We're not anti-church. Well, I don't care if you think that or not. You can still go to hell. I don't care.
I'm not anti-church.
I'm anti-sucker. I'm anti-coon. And I'm anti-delusional person who does not have their own mind. Everything you tell me is what pastor said. And everything you tell me is what the Bible said. What do you think about it? What do you think you should do? Don't tell me what I think God would want me to. Stop it. Real quick. All you people that say God told you. I had a sucker one time. I ain't know. When I was in Indianapolis, walk in the store, dude being there all the time. One day he walked up to me and said, hey, what's going on, brother? What's happening? He said, hey, man, God told me to tell you. And I said, hold, stop right there. I said, God, this is exactly what I said. God ain't told you to tell me shit. You know how I know why? Because God would know I ain't gonna listen to a damn thing you say the minute you say that. Shit. I said, so if you just want to tell me something, tell me. But people use that so you listen. But God ain't told you to tell me nothing.
I don't understand why God would tell you something that He ain't told me. That's what I say all the time. He ain't told me that. So
well, you don't have a connection with God that they got. I got a connection with God.
I got Jesus' main line too. Tell Him what you want, and He ain't told me that. I don't want that.
you let them tell it. That's what they'll tell you. But I got a special. You know, but you know what it is.
I've heard that God told me this. You know, I'm like, okay.
You know, people all the time. I said, I'll do more to who you gonna get your haircut by, who you gonna get work on your car, who gonna come. I spend more time researching all that shit than researching some of these pastors in this church you about to go to. Y'all go to churches because it's a big church, or somebody told you for the pastor to preach. That's what y'all do. No research on these pastors. Y'all do nothing, and then all of a sudden you find out your pastors are free, and then they're messing with all the boys in there. You falling all out.
Right. I think people, like you said, they put too much into man versus being into God. I go to church truly to go for my 1 hour and I'm out. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I got a group of, and it also helped me find like-minded individuals, business women that's about uplifting women. You know what I mean? Like, it's other reasons that I wanted the church, but I can't find a church like, you know, that I'm just like want to be there every Sunday. And this is, you know, like I ain't found that. And also, Lamont just said pro-spirituality, pro-religion, 100% anti-church right here. And I was always raised that where two or more is better than oh, that's your best friend.
My best friend in the world. Yeah.
My papa taught me. He always said, where two or more is gathered, so is he. So I ain't got to be at church. We used to be at the house. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to go there while them catty people talking smack. And if it's just me, you know, talking to God, trying to hear him, if that's what I'm trying to do, that's good. I don't need all of that.
These pastors telling these grown men what their kids can wear, what their kids can do, what their wife can wear, where their wife can't work, where they gonna live. Your kids can't do this. Your kids can't. Pastor telling grown men how to run his house. And this stuff ain't even in the Bible. This is what this pastor's personal feelings are. You go home and tell your wife, "Hey man, pastor said you can't work there no more. The uniform's too tight. You gotta quit." Pastor said our daughter can't dance with the dance team. He don't like the music they dancing to. Don't let the man tell you how to run your house.
You know what? The thing that
I can't go to no church because can't no man lead me.
Church used to be good because church used to be about community. It used to be about helping each other, building the communities together. That's what it used to be, like a long ass time ago. And it's not like that now. It's all about here come the collection plate 8 9 times. You know, we gonna do the building fund. It's a fashion show. Who can dress the best? Who deacon doing this and who do, you know, like that's what it's about. It's not about community. When it was about community, I think I would probably be more involved. I probably like it more, and not about, like you said, not about the necessary organizing. Oh, do what this man say, but about the people. You know what I'm saying? Have people, other children that you want your kids to be around, influence shit for the kids to do, so they ain't hanging on a corner. Like it used to actually be something, and it's not nothing no more. It's just not. They don't do shit.
They don't want to admit they run from this word. If you use the word brainwashed or program around church folk, they immediately recoil and get mad. But they don't understand. It's common sense. Whenever you are controlling a large group of people, I can't control you. I can't control you physically. The way I can control you is if I get in your mind. It's common sense here. I don't care if you got a daycare with 30 kids. Only way you control all them kids is if you get in their minds and program them to all think like and all move in lockstep. And now you have control over them, which is all brainwashing and programming. So say anybody that belongs to a church, all y'all been brainwashed and programmed. It's not negative, not demonic. That pastor can't control y'all unless he brainwashed y'all. He can't have y'all in there questioning everything he's doing, wearing stuff he told y'all not to wear. He told y'all not to go. He has to program all of y'all to think alike, and then he weaponizes the Bible to make you feel like if you don't do it, you got bad stuff coming. All that's programming and brainwashing. But if you tell a Christian that, I understand, man, you know, it's the brainwashing. Wait a minute, I ain't been brainwashed. Only cults brainwashed. What you
You know, I'm starting to understand that it's all a bunch of cults for real when I look at a whole bunch of it. Lamont said, I do miss that donut and chocolate milk, though, at Sunday school.
Church was fun when you was a kid because you didn't realize that the adults in there was full of shit just like the rest of the world because you was shielded from it. But by the time you became a teenager and you knew that this husband was banging this chick and it was a bunch of lesbians working it out over here, and a bunch of gay guys bidding each other back here, and the pastor been cheating on his wife. You started hearing stuff. You started feeling like, this ain't no sacred place.
That happened to me. When I was a teenager, I started realizing a lot of people was different. But I always been the type to just do my own thing. Like it didn't affect me if they were like that. I was like, oh, okay, that's how they get down, but it didn't affect me. I think because of how I was raised, because my papa was a pastor, because we had church at home where it was 4 of us. Like, I just never had to have that and be a part of that. I can go for what I'm going for and leave, but other people can't. My mother-in-law is a Jehovah's Witness, and I realized that because I call that a cult all the time, just off of the strength of the stuff that she has to go through. She can't associate with certain people. You know what I mean? Like what I had to go through, the hell I had to go through to get her to come to my wedding. You know what I mean? Like it was just so much. I'm like, oh my gosh. I looked it up. I looked up the rules and the regulations, and I was like, this is a cult. That's all I kept saying.
But they about that life though. I respect them. See, Christians is hypocrites. And I'm going to tell you why. They always talking about they striving to be like Jesus. Striving to be like Jesus. Let me ask you a question, sucker. What church did Jesus go to? None.
Right.
Jesus was out on the street getting spit on, getting his ass whooped, preaching to the people that needed to hear it. And sometimes getting his ass kicked for doing it. Now, how many of you preachers is out here on the street, out in the hood, preaching to the people that need to hear it? None of y'all. Y'all sitting up in a nice, pretty church, preaching to the people that's technically supposed to be already right. You're supposed to be out trying to get the people.
And they judging the ones that's wrong, turning them away, turn their nose up, talking about them. But when it came to the witnesses, I realized that they just as bad too. They got elders, and they elders is messed up and doing some crazy stuff and telling they,
everybody's still people. We all people. We all flawed. We all like to fuck. We all like to do shit. You know what I'm saying? And some people can't keep the dick in their pants. That's how it is. So that's why you can't get into the person. The person. Yeah, you embody whatever the religion says. You embody the religion, not the people.
Yeah.
Because the people will let you down every single time. I can't go to church. Can't no man lead me. Can't no man lead me. Can't no pastor lead me.
You such a rebel. You just don't listen. I'm just playing.
Man. Ain't no pastor gonna be telling me I can't. Hey man, you can't be going to football games because and you know what else? The bullshit they say.
Do they say that? Who say that?
Back in the day, we couldn't do jack. And back in our church, we could go to the movies. We couldn't do nothing. Now my parents was cool and didn't care, but as a whole, the brothers in there couldn't go to football games. My dad had to stop bowling when he got to church. My dad loved bowling, and he was really good at it. When he got to church, he couldn't go bowling no more.
Why?
Because the pastor told him he could. Like, where the Bible does it say thou shalt not bowl? Where's it at? You know what I'm saying?
We had church bowling trips. I don't understand this. I don't understand this at all.
And you telling me it ain't close to a cult? Well, what? A church is a cult without the wall around it. You get to go home every day.
I can agree. Yeah,
it's the same thing. But they'll use the scripture and say, well, you're supposed to be in the world, but not of the world. But let me tell you something. You got everything the world got. You got a car, goddamn TV, you got all this other stuff. If you want to be in the world, not of the world, the only people that actually live that are the Amish.
The Amish. I was gonna say you need to be an Amish person. Yeah.
That shit, but they got a
and
TV.
You ever met an Amish person? They real cool.
But they're the only people living that scripture. Them Christians talk that shit. You got to be in the world, but we can't. We're here, but we can't do what they do. But you got a TV, you got a car, living in a big ass house. You got all this stuff they got. You don't want to go to the.
I get that, and I know that I'm not perfect, and I don't ever claim myself to be perfect. I feel like I have a good heart. I try to do morally the correct things. I fall short sometimes, but you're not going to stop me from having fun and living life. Like I'm going to do certain stuff. And if I don't think it's morally wrong, like me going bowling, me going to my prom, I'm going to do it. And I've always
it's all part of the control.
Right.
It's all part of the control. It ain't got nothing to do with the Bible. It's all part of and I get it. Because if I had a church, I'd be in there bullshitting them too. I have to control y'all. There's too many of y'all. If I don't control this, it'll get out of control. So my job is to make sure all y'all think alike. But when I can't see what's going on, one of my other saints will come tell them, hey, you know you ain't supposed to be doing that. Yeah, I ain't got to watch everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. A pastor's a fool. If a pastor's not trying to mentally control you, he's an idiot. He's a fool. So I get it. But my point is they can't force you to do it. You can be in church, like you said. You can be in church and still have free thinking and make common sense decisions. I got common sense. I don't need a pastor to tell me what I need to do. I got common sense. I ain't stupid.
I even could question them sometimes. I could hear them preach something and be like, that don't make no sense. You know what I mean? Like I can think for myself. So
man, none of that stuff made no sense, man.
Everybody I had one pastor when we had iCandi Radio, we had Pastor Vic. He did a show and he said he was talking about certain sexual acts are sin, even if you're married. And I was like, well, the Bible said when I get married, I can do what I want to do with my husband. And he was trying to tell me you can't, like, you're only supposed to have sex to make kids. All this other stuff is not the purpose. I was like, all right, bro, you ain't no damn sense. Okay, now listen.
Out of here, man. It's that type of food.
I can't do it. If I'm married, I'm gonna do it. I want to do it with my husband. You can't tell me nothing different.
But you know why I don't want you to do it? But see, it all goes back to them being a man. You know why? You know why he don't want you getting in the booty? You know why he can't get in the booty? Because his wife won't let him. His wife won't let him put it in her booty.
That's what I'm saying. Because he wasn't getting it. He tried to make everybody else do it. Listen, y'all be messing up. He said oral sex was against me. I said, listen, just because you don't like licking Kit Kat, don't mean nothing. I mean, I got on his show and I said that. So I'm gonna ask questions. I'm gonna say, how I feel. But
see, you're taught not to question them. That's what you're taught. You're taught.
You are. Because as a child, you don't question. I didn't start asking questions until I was a teenager. And in Sunday school, as like Lamont said, as a teenager, I started asking questions. I did.
I was in Sunday school, and we was talking about Samson, and the part where Delilah cut all his hair off and he lost all his strength, right?
Yeah.
Wrong. Samson's hair is growing back.
Yeah.
And he eventually knocks the pillars down and kill everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
I asked the Sunday school teacher, I said, if she found out that his power was in his hair, and they shaved, I think I was about 11, and they shaved all his hair off to lose his power, why would they sit there and let it grow back? Why wouldn't they just cut his hair? And they went and told my dad that I was being disruptive. That's a legit question. If y'all shaved his head, why the hell y'all ain't shaving this Negro's head every other day? Why y'all letting his hair grow back? It made no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But
I get that. I get what you're saying because that's exactly what they do. Yeah. They do that in all aspects of life though. When they're trying to have a controlled environment, in work, in school, in church, you ask questions. If they don't want to answer, then you're being disruptive. Totally.
Well, when they can't answer a question, it's Lord works in mysterious ways. Sucker, you just ain't got no answer.
That's going to like what we're talking about, the topic of the show, like with police brutality. A lot of these videos we see that's going viral, people are asking the cop questions. Oh, you can't ask the questions. You ain't complying. You can't ask questions. And it's like, why am I being pulled over? That's a question. Like, dang, why am I being pulled over? I can't ask that. No, clearly not if you black.
Black people want a real change. We all need to lobby for them to take failure to comply off the books. Because I'm telling you, failure to comply is the easiest thing for cops to get you. I said last time I was on here, if your car is parked on this side of the street and the cops tell everybody to get on that side of the street, and you tell the cop, why would I go over there? My car is over here. I'm about to get my car and leave. I said go over there. No, I'm about to get my car and leave. That's failure to comply. They can lock you up.
Right.
Failure to comply could be you keep asking, why did you pull me over? And they say, look here, ma'am, just give me your license, stuff like that. No, I want to know why you didn't pull me. I'm not giving you my ID. I want to know why you pulled me over. That's failure to comply, and they can lock you up.
Right.
That's their way of being able to. And then when they get you paid to comply, they don't even have to tell you why they pulled you over no more.
Right.
Don't matter now because you just broke them up. That we need to get that shit gone.
Take it off.
Because it's too easy. Anything. Basically, it is if you don't do what I say, no matter. I said, what if you tell me to get on my knees and give him some head? I'm supposed to do it. Man,
you ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do it.
Technically, it's took a fire. No matter how crazy it sounds, they didn't do what I told them.
Do what I say. Like you just said, it's a control thing. It's just control.
Yeah, do what I say. No matter how stupid it is, you do it.
Yep. Yeah.
No way. I thought the show was about Breonna Taylor.
we were circling back around. We wrapping it up. We circling back around. That's the whole thing.
I can't even represent our delusion that we always have hope and prayer. Yes. That's how we got off of it. But y'all gotta quit hoping for change and praying for all this stuff and understand our prayers have never been answered. Our great greats that were slaves was praying like a motherfucker, and nothing happened.
Of course they were praying.
Some of them died while they was praying, and they still died. The time for praying and leaning on the Lord. It's time to stop it. Get up your ass, vote, make some shit happen. God ain't changing nothing. Y'all better understand.
Pull up on a couple of people. Pull up on them. That's my solution. Pull up.
Pull up. Something. But if you don't have a felony, all black people need to go get a registered firearm, go to the target range, learn how to shoot in range, learn how to shoot your pistol, put it somewhere safe in your house. If you live in a state, you can carry a concealed weapon, carry it, and protect yourself. Have the same mentality as the cops. When they get to busting acting a fool, shoot their ass first and figure it out later. Let the courts figure it out. Because time has got to stop where we just taking bullets.
Yeah.
And we are retaliating. And if your gun is registered, it's hard to mess with you then. Now, if your gun is dirty, that's the easiest way for them to smack you and get you because you ain't supposed to have it anyway. But if you're a registered firearm owner and you live in a stand your ground place and all these other places, hey man, stand in your business because you'll still be alive.
Right.
Y'all, we got to stop being at the cops' mercy. But when you're a felon like me, they tell us we can't get no pistol. We can't get no gun. You know what I mean? So only gun I can get is illegal. And the minute I do anything with a legal gun, it's a wrap for me. You know what I'm saying? So stay out of jail, please. Like I tell all the young brothers and sisters, don't get a traffic ticket. Stay your ass out of their jail. Ain't no such thing as this. That's a misdemeanor when you black. Ain't no such thing. Stay your ass out they jail. If you ain't got no license, don't get behind no damn wheel in no car. If you ain't got the money to buy something, your broke ass just go without it. Don't be stealing shit. Quit trying to sell drugs because ain't none of y'all good at it. Y'all stupid and dumb. Everybody, but that ain't gonna last long neither. You know what I'm saying? Stay out they damn jail. That's the key. Because then you can fight. When you ain't got a warrant, you can tell the cop, hey man, what you talking about? But when you got a warrant, you gonna shut the fuck up and be quiet, hope they don't run your shit. You gonna let them do whatever. Am I right or wrong?
That's true.
If you got a warrant, you can't say nothing. You're gonna be quiet. You know what I'm saying? So stay out them damn courts, stay out them damn jails, pay your child support, quit jumping on women, quit stealing, quit trying to sell drugs, and damn sure they get black people for driving. That's how they get us all the time. Driving. Stop driving if you don't have no damn license. Stop. Bang somebody to cart your ass around. Get on the bus. Do something, sucker. Quit driving. Because that's the easiest way the cops gonna get you every single time when they pull your black ass over. It's a wrap. You can forget it. So, that's it.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much. And Gryndhousz, thank you for doing this with me and helping me get some of this off of me so I can have a little bit more fun with the ladies tonight.
My new show, I'll be the host. MsiCandi will be the co-host. It's called F What You Heard. October 8th, 6:30, 7:30. Y'all tune in every Thursday.
That's right. It's going down. First show is October 8th. Y'all join us. And then if you guys want to have some fun with me tonight, come back at 9:30. Come back at 9:30 for some late night chit chat. We are spilling the tea about the truth about marriage. All three of us ladies got married and it was not what we signed up for. No, I'm just playing.
How about that? Hey, I can't. He got a lot of stamina tonight. He got stamina tonight. He doing a back to back,
honey. I'm
an stamina.
No.
My back to back days is over. I'm an old man. I'm old. I got enough gas in the tank for one trip.
one take.
The next day. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
Okay, well, guys, thank you so much. People that commented, Lamont was commenting a lot, so make sure you give him some love. You tell your best friend we appreciate you. We want that same energy in October.
So
With heard as well, and Brandy was there too, and a couple of other people on YouTube. So thank you guys for tuning in, and everybody that's watching afterwards. We love you guys, and we'll talk to y'all soon. All right?
Be safe. Put your mask on.